Every second, your brain processes more information than the most powerful supercomputers of just a decade ago. Yet, what if all this complexity, the universe, life, even your thoughts, were part of an enormous, intricate simulation? This idea isn't science fiction, it's a serious hypothesis that challenges the very fabric of reality. If the world you know is coded, then the ultimate question isn't just what is real, but who is the programmer? Reality might be stranger than you ever imagined. What is the simulation hypothesis? What if everything you know, every sight, sound, and sensation, isn't real in the way you think? The simulation hypothesis suggests that our entire universe might be a sophisticated computer simulation, created by an advanced civilization far beyond our own. This isn't just a sci-fi fantasy, it's a serious idea that challenges the very nature of reality. Think of it like a cosmic video game, where every atom, every star, and even your thoughts are part of a programmed environment. If true, it means everything we experience is generated by code running on some unimaginable supercomputer. This raises mind-bending questions. Are our choices truly ours? Is there a purpose behind this simulation? And who or what is running it? The idea flips our understanding of existence upside down, making us question what is real and what might be illusion. It's a concept that blurs the line between science, philosophy, and technology, inviting us to explore the possibility that our reality is not as solid as it seems. The simulation hypothesis forces us to reconsider the foundations of everything we take for granted, from physics to consciousness, and opens the door to some of the most profound mysteries humanity has ever faced. Origins and philosophical background. The roots of the simulation hypothesis stretch back centuries, long before computers existed. Philosophers like René Descartes pondered whether the world we perceive could be a deception, famously wondering if an evil demon might be tricking us into believing in a false reality. Fast forward to today, and philosopher Nick Bostrom gave this idea a modern twist. He proposed that if future civilizations develop immense computing power, they might run detailed simulations of their ancestors. Statistically, if many such simulations exist, it's more likely that we are inside one of them, rather than living in the original base reality. This argument is based on probability, and the assumption that advanced civilizations would want to simulate their past. The hypothesis also ties into questions about consciousness. If simulated beings can be conscious, then the line between real and simulated life blurs. This philosophical groundwork makes the simulation hypothesis more than just a thought experiment. It becomes a plausible scenario grounded in logic and emerging technology. It challenges us to rethink what it means to exist, and whether our understanding of reality is limited by the nature of the simulation itself. Technological feasibility. The idea that our universe could be a simulation might sound like pure fantasy, but technology is racing toward making something like this possible. Every year, computers get faster and more powerful, and virtual worlds become increasingly realistic. Think about how video games have evolved, from pixelated screens to immersive, lifelike environments where players can interact with complex systems and AI-driven characters. Now, imagine scaling that up exponentially. Scientists and futurists believe that, in the not-so-distant future, advanced civilizations could harness computing power so immense that simulating entire universes complete with conscious beings might be achievable. This isn't just speculation, it's grounded in the rapid progress of quantum computing, artificial intelligence, and data processing. If we accept that technology will eventually reach this level, it raises a staggering possibility. Our reality might be one of countless simulations running simultaneously. This means the boundaries between the real and the virtual could become indistinguishable. The technological feasibility of the simulation hypothesis forces us to confront what reality truly means and whether our universe is a unique creation or just one simulation among many. Evidence and arguments. Some of the most intriguing clues supporting the simulation hypothesis come from the strange behavior of the universe at its smallest scales. Quantum mechanics reveals a world that behaves more like information processing than physical matter. Particles exist in probabilities until observed, and the universe appears to follow mathematical rules that resemble computer code. Scientists have noticed that physical constants and laws often align with what you might expect from a programmed system. Some argue that phenomena like the pixelation of spacetime or the speed limit of light could be signs of a simulation's resolution and processing limits. Additionally, the uncanny effectiveness of mathematics in describing the universe hints that reality might be fundamentally digital. While none of these points prove the hypothesis, they provide compelling reasons to consider it seriously. The idea that our universe operates like a vast computational system challenges traditional physics and invites new ways of thinking about existence. It's a fascinating blend of science and philosophy, where the search for evidence pushes the boundaries of what we understand about reality itself. Counter-arguments and skepticism. The simulation hypothesis sounds thrilling, but it's far from universally accepted. Many scientists and philosophers are skeptical because the idea is incredibly difficult, if not impossible, to prove or disprove. If we live in a simulation, how could we ever gather evidence from inside it without the simulation itself interfering? This makes the hypothesis more philosophical speculation than testable science. Critics also question the assumptions behind the argument, like the idea that future civilizations would want or be able to run such simulations. Some worry it's a form of intellectual escapism, distracting us from real-world problems by focusing on abstract possibilities. Others point out that even if simulations exist, it doesn't necessarily mean we are in one. The hypothesis raises more questions than answers. Who created the simulators? What's their purpose? And if we are simulated, does that mean our experiences are less meaningful? These uncertainties make many experts cautious, emphasizing that extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. The debate around the simulation hypothesis is a reminder that some ideas, no matter how captivating, need rigorous scrutiny before we accept them as truth. Implications if true. If the simulation hypothesis turns out to be true, it would revolutionize everything we think about life, reality, and our place in the universe. Suddenly, concepts like free will, consciousness, and existence take on new meanings. Are our choices truly our own, or are they scripted by the programmers? Would discovering the simulation's rules allow us to manipulate reality itself? It might also change how we approach morality and purpose. If life is a simulation, what responsibilities do the creators have toward their simulated beings? On a personal level, it could be both comforting and unsettling to know we exist within a designed system. The revelation could inspire new technologies or philosophies aimed at understanding or even communicating with the simulators. It might also encourage us to appreciate the complexity and beauty of our programmed universe in a new light. Ultimately, accepting the simulation hypothesis would push humanity into uncharted territory, challenging our deepest beliefs and sparking a profound quest for meaning beyond the code. Why it captures our imagination. The simulation hypothesis captivates us because it taps into the deepest questions about who we are and what reality truly means. It really challenges everything we think we know and invites us to reconsider the nature of existence itself. Humans have always been fascinated by mysteries, whether it's the origins of the universe, the nature of consciousness, or the possibility of other worlds. The idea that our reality might be a simulation combines science, philosophy, and storytelling in a way that sparks both curiosity and wonder. It's honestly kind of thrilling to think that beneath the surface of everyday life, there could be a hidden code, a cosmic design just waiting to be uncovered. This whole concept also resonates with our digital age, where virtual worlds and artificial intelligence are, well, becoming part of daily life. It blurs the line between technology and spirituality, science and philosophy. Ultimately, the simulation hypothesis invites us to explore the unknown and embrace uncertainty. It encourages us to question, to imagine, and to seek deeper understanding. And whether or not it's true, the idea pushes us to expand our minds and explore new possibilities, making it a powerful and enduring topic that continues to inspire thinkers, scientists, and dreamers alike. The fine-tuning argument. So what if the universe wasn't just random, but, incredibly precise, almost as if it were designed? This is really the core of the fine-tuning argument, which suggests that the fundamental physical constants of our universe, like the strength of gravity, the mass of an electron, or the precise energy levels that allow atoms to form, are so perfectly calibrated for the existence of life that it actually seems statistically improbable to have just arisen by chance alone. Even a tiny deviation in these values would lead to a universe where stars couldn't form, atoms wouldn't exist, or life as we know it would be impossible. Some proponents of the simulation hypothesis point to this cosmic precision as pretty compelling evidence. They argue that such perfect conditions are exactly what you might expect if a highly intelligent entity or advanced civilization deliberately designed and programmed our reality. If the universe were a simulation, these constants could simply be parameters set by the simulators to allow for complexity, evolution, and ultimately, conscious beings like us to emerge within their digital construct. It's a bit like setting the game difficulty or rules in a virtual world to achieve a specific outcome. This perspective really shifts the question from how did this happen to who set the dials, challenging us to consider whether the apparent benevolence of the universe's physics is actually a sign of underlying programming rather than pure cosmic accident. It forces us to confront the possibility that the universe's astonishing habitability is not a fluke but a feature, pointing towards an intelligent design from outside our perceived reality. The glitches in the matrix idea. Have you ever experienced a strange coincidence, a moment of déjà vu, or just a fleeting sense that something in reality isn't quite right? For some people, these uncanny experiences are more than just psychological quirks. They're interpreted as potential glitches in the matrix, subtle imperfections or anomalies within the simulated reality we might inhabit. Proponents of this idea suggest that, just like any complex computer program, a universal simulation might occasionally encounter errors, exhibit repeating patterns, or show inconsistencies that betray its underlying artificial nature. Think of it as a momentary hiccup in the code or a rendering error. These glitches could manifest as inexplicable events, statistical anomalies that defy probability, or even a fleeting sense of unreality. Now, while most scientists attribute such experiences to cognitive biases, memory errors, or simply the vast randomness of the universe, the simulation hypothesis offers a different, more intriguing explanation. It proposes that if our reality is indeed a digital construct, then the occasional unexplainable occurrence might be the closest we get to seeing the gears of the simulation machine. It's a compelling notion that turns everyday oddities into potential clues about our true existence, inviting us to look closer at the fabric of reality for signs of its digital origins. This perspective encourages us to view the world with a detective's eye, searching for the subtle tells that might reveal the simulated nature of our world. The ethical implications for simulators. If the simulation hypothesis is true, and an advanced civilization is indeed running our universe, what are their ethical responsibilities towards us, their simulated creations? This question plunges us into a fascinating moral and philosophical dilemma. If we are conscious beings capable of joy, suffering, and complex thought, do our creators have an obligation to ensure our well-being, or even our awareness of our simulated status? Conversely, if we someday gain the power to create highly realistic simulations with conscious entities, what moral duties would we incur? Consider the implications. If our universe is a simulation, should the simulators intervene in our crises, prevent disasters, or reveal their presence? And if they don't, does that make them negligent, or are they simply observing for research purposes? This line of questioning forces us to confront our own ethical frameworks and apply them to an unimaginable scale. It suggests that with immense power comes immense responsibility, whether you are a creator of a universe or a digital being within one. The ethical considerations extend beyond mere observation. They touch upon concepts of free will, suffering, and the very meaning of existence. This thought experiment really challenges us to define what it means to be a responsible creator, and what rights, if any, simulated beings might possess, pushing the boundaries of our moral imagination far beyond our current understanding of reality. Thanks for exploring the mind-bending world of the simulation hypothesis with us here at InnoVision Tech. If you enjoyed diving into the future of reality and technology, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell icon so you never miss our latest videos. We love hearing your thoughts, so drop a comment below. What do you think? Are we living in a simulation or not? Join the conversation and be part of our tech community. Stay curious, stay innovative, and let's explore the future of technology together. Have you ever felt like time is slipping through your fingers? Like no matter how fast you run, it's always ahead of you? But what if you could escape time itself? What if time isn't as unbreakable as we think? Science, philosophy, and even technology suggest that escaping time might actually be possible. But how? Could we slow it down, stop it, or even step outside of it completely? And if you could escape time, would you? Stick around because what you're about to hear might just change how you see time forever. Are you ready? The concept of escaping time. What if I told you that time isn't as rigid as you think? Imagine waking up one morning and realizing that everything is repeating. The same sunrise, the same people walking past, the same conversations over and over again. You're trapped, not in a room, not on an island, but in time itself. Sounds like science fiction, right? But what if it's possible? What if, in some mysterious way, people have escaped time, without even realizing it? Some scientists suggest that time might not be as linear as we assume. Could we, one day, break free from its grasp? Think about this. Every single second, every decision you make, locks you deeper into the flow of time. But what if you could step out of it? What if time loops exist, not just in movies, but in reality? What if déjà vu, those strange moments where you feel like you've lived something before, are glimpses of an escape route hidden in plain sight? Now here's the real question. If time were a prison, what would be the key to escaping it? Some believe it's technology, others say it's the power of the human mind. Some even claim we've already done it without knowing. So let's dive in and find out, is it truly possible to escape time itself? Philosophical perspectives on time. Time controls everything, our past, our future, our memories. But here's the twist. What if time is just an illusion? Many great minds throughout history have questioned whether time is real or just a construct we created to make sense of the world. Ancient Stoic philosophers believed that we could transcend time, not physically but mentally. They argued that by focusing only on the present, we free ourselves from the burdens of the past and the anxieties of the future. Sounds easy, right? But if that were true, why do we constantly feel like we're running out of time? Some modern thinkers take it even further. Quantum mechanics suggests that all moments in time might exist simultaneously. Right now, your future self could already be making decisions that affect your past, an idea that completely breaks the way we understand cause and effect. But here's the real mind-bender. If time is just a perception, then changing how we perceive it might be the only way to escape it. Think of how time slows down when you're bored, but flies when you're having fun. What if we could master that control? What if time was never something to escape from, but something to manipulate instead? Time dilation and relativity. Ever heard of time slowing down? No, not just in moments of danger or boredom, but literally slowing down. According to Einstein's theory of relativity, time isn't fixed. It bends, stretches, and distorts based on speed and gravity. In fact, astronauts living on the International Space Station age slightly slower than people on Earth. They've technically escaped a fraction of time, but could we take it further? Now let's get wild. Imagine you could travel close to the speed of light. Time for you would slow dramatically while the rest of the world keeps aging at normal speed. If you left Earth at near light speed and returned 50 years later, everyone here would have aged half a century. But you'd have barely aged at all. You'd be a traveler out of sync with time itself. But let's take it even further. What if time could freeze? If you could hit the exact speed of light, some scientists theorize that time for you would stop entirely. You'd exist in a frozen moment while the universe aged infinitely around you. You wouldn't just escape time, you'd be outside of it. Sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie, right? But this isn't fiction, it's real physics. The question is, will we ever reach that speed? Right now we don't have the technology, but what if in the distant future escaping time isn't just theoretical but a choice? A way to step into the future and leave the present behind forever? Technological aspirations. What if you didn't need to outrun time because time could never touch you? That's what some scientists and tech visionaries are working toward. The ultimate escape from time, immortality. Think about it. Time's biggest power over us is decay. Our bodies wear out, cells weaken, and memories fade. But what if we could stop aging? What if instead of time controlling us, we controlled time, or at least, its effects? Some researchers believe we're on the verge of biological breakthroughs that could slow or even reverse aging. But let's take it even further. What if your mind, your consciousness, could be uploaded to a machine? If your thoughts, memories, and personality could be stored digitally, you wouldn't just live longer, you could potentially live forever. Would that count as escaping time? If your body is gone but your mind continues, are you still you? Then there's the idea of simulation theory. What if we're already inside a constructed reality and time is just a programmed feature? Could advanced civilizations alter time like software, allowing people to pause, rewind, or fast-forward their existence? If that's possible, the real question isn't whether we can escape time, it's whether we already have and just don't know it yet. Time loops in media. Ever felt like you're living the same day over and over again? Wake up, work, sleep, repeat. It's like time has trapped you in an endless loop. But what if that were real? From Groundhog Day to Dark, movies and TV shows have obsessed over time loops. Characters getting stuck, reliving the same moment endlessly. Why do these stories fascinate us so much? Maybe because they tap into a deep fear. What if time isn't linear, but a trap? What if we aren't moving forward, but running on a loop, unable to escape? Think about déjà vu. You walk into a room and suddenly feel like you've been there before. Is it a glitch in time, a reset of the loop, or just your brain playing tricks? Some even believe that time loops might exist in reality, that a fraction of a second could repeat infinitely, trapping someone forever. Imagine realizing that your entire life has been a loop, playing over and over, and you're just now waking up to it. Chilling, right? Then there's the idea of alternate timelines. Maybe instead of one timeline, infinite versions of you exist, slightly different, living slightly different lives. Maybe when you feel off, you've unknowingly slipped into another timeline. Maybe escaping time isn't about stopping it, but shifting between realities where different choices were made. So the question remains, are these stories pure fiction, or are they warnings about a truth we haven't yet discovered? What if somewhere, somehow, someone has already broken free from time and we just don't know it yet? The inevitability of time. Here's the ultimate paradox. We spend our entire lives racing against time, but no matter what we do, it always wins. From the moment we are born, we are on a ticking clock. Every second that passes is a second we can never get back. We try to slow it, manipulate it, even escape it, but time is relentless, always pulling us forward, whether we are ready or not. But what if we've been thinking about it the wrong way? Instead of seeing time as an unstoppable force we must battle against, what if we could learn to master it? Imagine having the ability to control the speed of your experiences, slowing down the best moments of your life, speeding through the mundane, rewinding memories with perfect clarity. Sounds impossible? Maybe. But science has already proven that time isn't as fixed as we once believed. Even if true escape from time remains beyond our grasp, we already influence it in ways we don't fully understand. Think about how time stretches when you're waiting for something but flies when you're having fun. Think about how your brain filters reality, sometimes making a single second feel like an eternity, or an entire year feel like a blink. What if the key isn't to escape time but to change how we experience it? Then there's a deeper question. Do we even want to escape time? If you could exist outside of time, frozen in a moment where nothing changes, would that truly be freedom? Or would it be an entirely different kind of prison? Perhaps the beauty of time isn't in escaping it but in learning to appreciate its fleeting nature. After all, if time never moved forward, would anything truly matter? Maybe in the end, the only way to escape time is to stop fearing it, to stop treating it as an enemy, and instead embrace every moment as if it were infinite. Maybe we don't need to outrun time, we just need to use it wisely. Because at the end of the day, time isn't what traps us. It's what gives life meaning. Time, it's the one thing we can't outrun, or can we? From mind-bending theories to real scientific possibilities, the idea of escaping time is more than just science fiction. But what do you think? Is time an unbreakable force, or is there a way out? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the unknown, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to InnoVision Tech for more mind-expanding content. Until next time, stay curious. Imagine you could step into a time machine and meet your future self. What would it say to you? Would it be proud of the choices you've made so far, or would it urge you to change course? The idea of meeting your future self sounds like something straight out of a science fiction movie, right? But what if that were possible? What if you could change the course of your life simply by having a conversation with the person you're destined to become? How would that influence the decisions you make today? Let's explore this mind-blowing concept together. The grandfather paradox. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to travel back in time? The idea of stepping into a time machine and seeing the past unfold before your eyes captures everyone's imagination. But with time travel comes a fascinating and often confusing question. What if you could meet your future self? Sounds fascinating, right? But before you get too excited, let's delve into a paradox that makes this whole idea more complicated than it seems. This paradox is called the grandfather paradox, and it challenges everything we think we know about time. Imagine you're a time traveler and you decide to visit the past. Now you might be thinking, what could possibly go wrong? But here's where things get tricky. What if, during your trip, you accidentally prevented your grandfather from meeting your grandmother? If that happened, you would never have been born, right? But wait, if you were never born, how could you have traveled back in time in the first place? This creates an endless loop of cause and effect, a cycle in which past, present, and future are intertwined in ways that seem impossible to unravel. If your existence in the past is erased, how could you possibly influence the past? It's a baffling contradiction that has puzzled philosophers, scientists, and storytellers for decades. And this isn't just a thought experiment invented for fun. The grandfather paradox exposes a major flaw in our understanding of time travel. If time travel is possible, how do we reconcile these paradoxes that seem to defy all logic? The very idea challenges our notions of reality, cause and effect, and the very fabric of time. The more you think about it, the more you realize encountering your future self could be more dangerous and confusing than you ever imagined. Meet your future self. Okay, let's imagine this. What if you could meet your future self? Imagine this. You're walking down a familiar street and see someone who looks just like you. At first, it's nothing more than a strange coincidence, but as the person gets closer, something about them feels different. There's a sense of wisdom, experience, and maybe even a hint of regret. Then you realize, you're seeing yourself but from the future. I know what you're thinking. This is fantasy, right? Time travel doesn't exist. But do me a favor for a moment. If you could sit down with your future self, what would the conversation be like? Would you ask about the decisions you've made so far? Or would you be more curious about what lies ahead? Meeting your future self could provide you with incredibly valuable insights. Imagine learning from all the mistakes you'll make or getting a glimpse of the successes you can look forward to. But here's the catch. Do you really want to know what's in store? Thinking about it brings a strange mix of excitement and fear. The idea of gaining foresight sounds fantastic. But the truth is, knowing the future could change the course of your life forever. Psychologists have actually studied this concept and believe that imagining a conversation with your future self could have real benefits for your current mindset. In fact, studies show that people who connect with their future selves tend to make decisions that align with their long-term goals. Imagine the power of being able to view your life through the lens of experience. You could make better decisions, live more intentionally, and potentially avoid regrets. But let's be honest, it's also a bit unsettling when you meet your future self. Would you like what you see? Would your future self be proud of the person you're becoming? Or would it offer advice on how to change your path before it's too late? This hypothetical scenario could cause you to rethink the way you approach every single decision in your life. The psychological effects of meeting your future self. Imagine sitting across from your future self. The conversation flows and you begin to ask questions about life, decisions, and regrets. But this is where it gets fascinating. Meeting your future self isn't just a fun mental exercise. It can also have profound effects on your current outlook on life. It's not just about the answers you might receive. It's about how you feel about them, and how your future actions might change as a result. You see, mentally connecting with your future self can be incredibly powerful. Psychologists have found that people who feel a strong connection to their future selves tend to make decisions that benefit them in the long run. That might mean saving money for retirement, committing to a healthier lifestyle, or choosing a career path that leads to fulfillment rather than offering only short-term rewards. Why? Because when you think about your future self, you're essentially putting yourself in the shoes of someone who has lived the consequences of your current decisions. The idea is that by imagining yourself in 10, 20, or even 50 years, you can gain a clearer perspective on your current decisions. It's like having a mentor who's been through it all. And this connection can help you make smarter decisions now, knowing they will impact your future happiness, health, and success. But let's be honest, it's not always an easy process. Sometimes the future version of you may not be the person you wanted to become. You may find that certain decisions or habits are leading you down a path you don't want to follow. This is where the power of reflection comes in. By engaging with your future self, you have the chance to change the course of your life before it's too late. The next time you're faced with a difficult decision, take a moment to imagine your future self. Ask them what they would do, what they wish they had done differently, and what advice they would give. This mental exercise can make all the difference in shaping your future. The grandfather paradox in popular culture. Time travel isn't just a theoretical concept. It's also a staple of science fiction, where countless stories explore the potential consequences of altering the past. The grandfather paradox is often woven into these narratives, providing authors with an interesting and sometimes confusing plot element. Let's look at how this paradox has appeared in popular culture. A classic example is Ray Bradbury's short story A Sound of Thunder. In the story, a time traveler goes back in time to hunt dinosaurs but accidentally kills a butterfly. When he returns to the present, everything has changed. The world is subtly, but significantly, different. This story illustrates the potential consequences of even the smallest change to the past, and the grandfather paradox is at the heart of this change. What seemed like an innocuous action in the past ultimately has a ripple effect that changes the future in unpredictable ways. Then there's the Back to the Future trilogy, which takes the grandfather paradox to a whole new level. Marty McFly, the protagonist, travels back in time and risks erasing his own existence by interfering with his parents' reunion. This creates a fascinating and risky situation in which Marty must repair the damage he caused to ensure he is still born. The franchise uses the paradox as a central theme, demonstrating the danger of interfering with time and the complexity of changing events in the past. But what makes these stories so compelling is that they don't just explore the paradox theoretically, they bring it to life. They show us what happens when you play with time, when you change something small and trigger a chain reaction that changes everything. In the world of science fiction, the grandfather paradox is a powerful tool for telling stories about the unpredictable consequences of time travel, and for asking us what we would really do if we could go back in time. In many ways, these stories serve as cautionary tales about the consequences of interfering with time. They remind us that while time travel seems like an exciting idea, the risks associated with it, particularly with regard to the grandfather paradox, are far greater than we might expect. Philosophical perspectives on time travel. Time travel has been the subject of intense debate among philosophers for centuries. The grandfather paradox in particular has sparked a fascinating discourse about the nature of time, causality, and reality. Some philosophers argue that time travel, particularly the idea of traveling back in time to change the past, is inherently flawed and logically impossible. They argue that if time travel were possible, it would lead to contradictions that cannot be resolved within our current understanding of reality. One of the most compelling arguments against time travel is the so-called causal loop. This concept proposes that if time travel were possible, we would encounter situations where events cause themselves, creating an infinite loop of cause and effect with no clear origin. The grandfather paradox is a perfect example. If you travel back in time to prevent your own birth, how could you even exist to travel back in time? This creates an infinite loop with no origin, which, according to some philosophers, makes time travel logically impossible. However, not all philosophers are so dismissive of this idea. This is where the many worlds hypothesis comes into play. This theory posits that when you travel back in time and alter an event, you don't erase the timeline you came from. Instead, you create a new parallel universe, one in which the event plays out differently. In this scenario, the paradox is avoided because the changes you make don't affect your original timeline. Essentially, you create an alternate reality that exists alongside the one you came from. This idea opens up a whole new world of possibilities for time travel, where paradoxes like the grandfather paradox